friends, it's Cindy Lyon, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Greetings and Memories. And it's been a bit since I've done a video for you guys. I haven't been feeling quite my best, so that's why I'm not showing you my face. I'm sitting here in my pajamas. I haven't even washed my face or brushed my hair today. But I am way behind on my preparation for Christmas. And I thought that maybe I'm not the only one in that boat. You guys might be feeling the pinch too. So what I am doing today to get myself caught up on my Christmas cards so that I can get those in the mail. Yeah, because I usually have them all done before Thanksgiving and get them mailed out right after Thanksgiving before, December 1st. They're usually in the mail, but not this year. So I am going to show you guys a really quick and easy card tutorial using a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So even for those of you that aren't typically card makers, that are usually just scrapbookers and don't do cards very often, you'll be able to do this too. If you've got some scrapbook paper that maybe has a scene on it or just a really busy pattern or something that, you can't quite figure out how you're going to use that on a scrapbook page, those kind of papers are perfect for this card technique. This is kind of a one sheet wonder thing that you don't even need a template because it is so simple. So anyway, this is a card that I had made several weeks ago just as a sample to show off this pretty paper with the silver foiling on it. But I'm going to take a full sheet today and go ahead and show you how to get 6 cards out of that 12 by 12 sheet. So we move this side to the side a little bit. And this paper is one of the designs in the Peaceful Place Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper assortment. You can see here some of the papers that I had cut up and used little bits of previously. So we've got the other half of the sheet that I made that sample from. And then you can see some of the others in here, if I can pull them out without fumbling. It's another one of the designs. This is half of the sheet that cuts into 4 6x6 pieces with the metallic. So we've got this one here that has the metallic snowflakes and just kind of a, what do you call that, a buffalo plaid or whatever on the other side. So those are a few of the designs that I've cut into and used pieces of already. Look at that really pretty gray and silver metallic, like wood grain pattern there. So those are a few of the designs that are in that package. And there's some others in there too. But anyway, so that is the Peaceful Place 12 by 12 Designer Series papers. But we're going to concern ourselves with this sheet here and move some of this stuff out of the way. As I say, I've done this sample previously on a black card base, and I'm going to do a gray smoky slate card base this time. But let's cut this 12 by 12 DSP first. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut this in half at 6 inches, which I don't know, I should move my paper cutter down here so you can see better what I'm doing. Double check and make sure, yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure that I was within view there so you could see that. So we're going to cut that in half, but then for my card, I only need it to be 5 1/4 inches tall. So I'm going to cut a little bit of this white off of the bottom here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut through both layers at the same time. So I'm going to do that at 5 1/4. And then I had these little scraps that I can save for something else. And now we're going to take these and cut them into 4-inch wide pieces. So again, remember, we have 5 1/4 times 2. And 4 inches. And 4 inches, and then we have 4 inches left. That gives us 6 card fronts out of that one sheet of paper with a couple of little scraps left over for another project. So we'll set those aside a second, and I'll go ahead and for our cards, now again, if you are primarily a scrapbooker and all you have on hand is 12 by 12 cardstock, go ahead and use it. Just cut it down first to an 8.5 by 11 sheet, because that's what we're starting with. 8.5 by 11. And then I'm going to score that at 4 1/4. And don't worry if you don't have a scoring blade, you can just fold it. But we're going to take that 8.5 by 11 and cut it in half to 8.5 by 5.5, and then we'll fold it on that 4 1/4 inch score line to get card bases that measure 5.5 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to crease those with my foam folder here so that they'll lay flat better. And like I said, if you don't have a scoring blade, just go ahead and fold your sheet in half, and you can burnish it. You know, go ahead and use your thumbnail or a butter knife or whatever you have if you don't happen to have a bone folder. And turn that back around so it opens the right way. And then let me grab the other sheets here that I did already. I had already cut and score these, so we'll give them a quick fold here. And I know I say this all the time, but if you haven't heard it before, if you notice when you score your cardstock and it gives you like a little dent in the middle there where you've scored it, well, you would think that because it's dented there that you'd want to fold it this way, but actually it's better if you fold it this way, because that dent means that the fibers of your cardstock have been stretched, and so it's going to fold easier that way. And I decided to do a combination of black, basic black and smoky slate this time. Okay, so I've got all those ready, and now actually before I adhere the paper, I'm going to add my stamped sentiment. And I'm using the Heartfelt Wishes stamp set. Now previously on the card that I made weeks ago, I used the Merry Christmas stamp, but this time, pull that back over here, yeah. I used Merry Christmas last time. This time I'm going to go ahead and use Happy Holidays, and I've already got that cling stamp on my acrylic stamping block there. So like I said, we're keeping this real simple. If I wanted to get a little fancier, I could stamp this and use some silver heat embossing powder on it and have the whole card front be silver. But actually, I think the black is going to be easier to read and show up a little better anyway. So let's go ahead and stamp these cards. Forgive me if I lean my head in the way. So I just want to make sure I'm getting that positioned well there. So there's one. Two. 3, 4, 5, and last one here, number 6. And you'll notice that I always stamp on scrap paper, but particularly with this, because there's a little bit that stamp hangs off a little bit past the 4-inch width of my paper. And then the other thing I use this for is I kind of clean some of that excess ink off on the paper before I go and clean it on my Stampin' Chamois. So they're all clean, ready to be put away. So now go ahead and put some of my Stampin' Seal adhesive on here. Or you could use liquid glue if that's what you prefer. I just like this because it's faster. And I'm turning my card this way just so I can, for whatever reason, it's just easier for me to line it up when I have it facing this way, because I kind of look at these 3 sides and get that straight. So they're a quick and simple card, but we're not done because we still want to do the inside. So I grabbed some other things here. A couple other stamps. I've got a piece, again, this is the same size as the card front, 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, so that I can put that on the inside here with the same border around the edge. And I've taken a couple more stamps from the Heartfelt Wishes stamp set and combined them so that it, remember it says Happy Holidays on the front, and then on the inside we're going to put To You and Yours This Wondrous Season. And now if I wanted those 2 lines to be a little bit closer together, I would stamp them separately, but I want to get this done fast. So I'm going to let that have a little bit more of a gap between the 2 lines. And then I'm kind of using the top of my block there to make sure I'm getting this straight. If I line the edge of the block up with the edge of the paper. So there's our inside sentiment. And then I want to put a little bit of stamping on the inside too. So I grabbed another stamp set that has trees to match our patterned paper. This one's called Evergreen Elegance. And you've got 3 different sizes of pine trees there, along with some stars and some pine boughs and a few different sentiments. There is also a Merry Christmas in this one, but I just preferred the look of the one in the other stamp set. So I'm going to ink this up in Smoky Slate. I know, not doing green Christmas trees, we're doing gray Christmas trees to kind of go with our silver metallic there. So I'm going to ink that up in Smoky Slate and do one just a little bit off the edge there in the bottom corner. Actually, I guess it didn't go off the edge. I'll be honest with you, when I stamp, I usually lean over, but I'm trying to keep my head out of the way here so you can see what I'm doing. So, okay, now I've re-inked it, and I'm going to do another tree kind of down a little bit. And so there's that. We'll put this on the inside of our card. And then one more thing, because I don't like to send things out in naked envelopes. You've probably heard me say that before, no naked envelopes. I am going to do the same thing I did on the inside on the corner of the envelope. I'm going to do my two little trees here. And so there we have it. I've got enough for 6 card fronts out of that one 12 by 12 sheet of paper by cutting 2 strips across that were 5 1/4 inches tall and then 4 inches wide. So you get 3 across, a total of 6 out of your 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. And with this paper, that fancy metallic design on there, I didn't feel the need to add any layers or embellishments. I just simply stamped the greeting right on the paper and layered that on a standard card front, and then that fits in the medium envelope. And I wanted to show you, I'll finish these after I finish recording, but you know how I said this one is kind of a metallic, fancy paper that, you know, maybe you don't know how you would want to use that on a scrapbook page, so that's good for cards. But another idea is if you have something that's very busy and not sure how you would use it on a scrapbook page, this is one of the patterns from our, make sure I get the name correct, I always say it backwards. It's Whimsy and Wonder is this paper collection. You can see some of the ones that I've already cut up here. So it's got some pinks and some soft greens and soft blues in there. Specifically Blushing Bride, Polished Pink, Misty Moonlight, Mint Macaroon, and Mossy Meadow. And this is one of the other designs that's in there. I'll show you a few others here too. If I get the right end and get it open. So again, you can see some of the ones that I've already cut into here. And then some of the full sheets on this side. So this one's got, oh, this is a really pretty one. I'll be working with this one yet too. Look at those pretty metallic accents with the soft, non-traditional Christmas colors. So just give you an idea of some of the different designs that are in here. Another one with some holly. And then on the back side of those metallic designs, you have some solid colors. But yeah, so this is another set that I made with cutting up a 12 by 12 sheet. And then on this, I did do the sentiments with silver embossing powder to kind of play off of that silver accent on the paper. And again, I didn't want to leave the insides plain, so I stamped a little holly on the inside and on the envelope flap for these. And I did that with the Banner Year stamp set. So I used both the Christmas Wishes and Be Merry came in there, and the holly leaves and the little berries. But this is a nice versatile set. Again, if you're primarily a scrapbooker and you don't typically make a lot of cards, this would be a nice set to have on hand for that odd card now and then, just because it covers so many different occasions. So that would be a nice versatile set to have on hand. So anyway, that is my plan for getting caught up on doing my Christmas cards. I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of these. But again, you see the black version and the smoky slate version. And go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know which you like better. If you like the contrast with the black, or if you prefer the softer smoky slate. Let me know which one you like better. Oh, and something else. Again, I mentioned that those are, you know, what we consider our standard size card, fits in a medium envelope. But if you don't typically make cards, don't have these envelopes on hand, If you would like me to show you how to make a slimline card that fits in a business size envelope, there is a way to do that quick and easy from a 12 by 12 sheet too. So if you'd like to see that, leave me a comment, let me know. I can make another video and show you how to do that version too. But again, this is Cindy Lyon, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Greetings and Memories. And I will pop a link below the YouTube video so that you can see the supply list again of all the things that I've used here. So again, thanks for joining me this afternoon. Happy holidays.